Hello students, how are you? For the homework for tonight, we have page 61, 23 through 29 odd, page 62, 36 through 43, all of it, and 45, and linear equation worksheet number 7 through 14. And the sample problems I'll be working on today are on page 61, number 29, and linear equation worksheet number 12. Okay, so first let's look at number 29 on page 61. So number 29 says for each function, find f of negative 5, f of negative 3, f of 1/2, and f of 4. And the equation we have is f of x is equal to 5/6 x plus 1/3. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Number 29. So we want to be able to use f of x is equal to 5/6 x plus 1/3. Okay, so first let's take a look at how to solve for f of negative 5. So what does this tell us? This tells us that at negative 5 is the input. That's the input we get for x. So we plug in negative 5 for every x that we see. So we go 5/6 times negative 5 plus 1/3. Okay, so how do we solve this part? Remember, we're multiplying a fraction by a whole number. So we have to change this whole number to a fraction. So this is equal to 5/6 times negative 5 over 1. Okay, and since it's multiplication, we just multiply across. So 5 times negative 5 is negative 25 over 6 times 1, 6. Okay, so this part becomes negative 25th over 6. So negative 25 over 6 plus 1/3, because we attach the 1/3 to it. Now, since we're adding, we need to get a common denominator first. And so we have a 3 here and a 6 here, so the common denominator is 6. So we multiply the bottom here by 2, and we multiply the top by 2. So this part becomes 2 over 6. And we drag this down, negative 25 over 6. And we get negative 25 plus 2 is negative 23 over 6. So f of negative 5 is equal to negative 23 over 6. Okay, so now let's try another one. Now what we're going to do is the function negative 3 now. Okay, same equation. So f of x is equal to 5/6 x plus 1/3. So f of negative 3 now. So negative 3 now is the input that we put in for x. So this is equal to 5 over 6 times negative 3 plus 1/3. And once again, we multiply this out. So 5 over 6 times negative 3 over 1. Now we have two choices here. We could either multiply across and divide, or we could just cancel. In this case, I'm just going to cancel because it's a lot easier. So negative 3 becomes negative 1. 6 becomes 2. Because negative 3 and 6 have the number 3 in common. So we can both take out 3 from both of these numbers. Now we just multiply across. 5 times negative 1, negative 5. Over 2 times 1, 2. So this whole thing here becomes negative 5 over 2. And then don't forget, negative 5 over 2, you have to add 1/3 to it, plus 1/3. And once again, we need to get a common denominator. And what is the common denominator between 2 and 3? It's 6. So negative 5 over 2, we have to get 6 on the bottom. So we times it by 3, times it by 3. This becomes 6, negative 15. And what about that one? So 1/3 you want to multiply both sides by 2, top and the bottom by 2. So this then becomes 2 over 6. So this one becomes negative 15 over 6 plus 2 over 6. And what do we get? We get negative 15 plus 2, negative 13 over 6. So f of negative 3 is equal to negative 13 over 6. Now let's try another one. Same equation. F of x is equal to 5, 6, x plus 1/3. Now we want to do f of 1/2. Okay, so 5 over 6 times 1/2 plus 1/3. Okay, multiply it across, we get 5 over 12 plus 1/3. We add the 1/3 to it. So what's the common denominator between 12 and 3? It's 12. So we multiply this one by 4. So we get 5 over 12, I just rewrote this, plus 4 over 12. And this, now that we have a common denominator, we can just add across. 5 plus 4, 9 over 12. Okay? And 9 over 12, we could simplify it. So how do we simplify? What goes into 9 and what goes into 12? 3. So we can think of it as divide both the top and bottom by 3. And what do we get? We get 3 over 4. So f of 1/2 is equal to 3 over 4. Okay? And now one more. Same thing, f of x is equal to 5, 6, x plus 1/3. And now we want to find f of 4. So what is f of 4? We plug 4 in for x. So this becomes 5, 6 times 4 plus 1/3. Okay, so 5, 6 times 4 over 1 plus 1/3. And we can just multiply across. 5 times 4, 20. We could cancel at the same time too, but let's just multiply across to show how this one works. So let's see. So 5 times 4, 20 over 6 plus 1/3. Okay? And then 20 over 6, they both have 2 in common. So let's take out 2 from both the 20 and the 6. So 20 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2. And that is equal to 10 over 3. So this becomes 10 over 3. So 10 over 3 plus 1/3 is equal to 11 over 3. So f of 4 is equal to 11 over 3. Okay, so now we finish with question 29. Next one. Now we're going to see linear equation worksheet number 12. Okay, so here we have the linear equation worksheet. And we want to do number 12. So what does number 12 say? It says, write the standard form of the equation of each line. And here is the question for number 12. Y plus 1 is equal to negative parentheses x plus 3 close parentheses. Okay. Once again, let's do that problem. So we want to put it in standard form. Okay. So for review, what is standard form? Standard form, let's take a look. Here is basically what standard form says. Standard form is an equation ax plus by equals c. And remember the 3 criteria that we have. Criteria number 1, x plus y must be on the same side of the equation. Notice here x and y are on the same side of the equation. Number 2, no fractions. So a, b, and c are all integers, whole numbers, not fractions. Number 3, the value in front of x here, in other words, a here, is positive. So a has to be positive. So those are the 3 criteria. So now let's look at number 12. So number 12 says y plus 1 is equal to negative x plus 3. Okay, so criteria number 1, x and y has to be on the same side. But before we do that, let's get rid of this parentheses. It looks really ugly. So let's get rid of it. So how do we get rid of it? We distribute the negative, you can think of a negative 1 here, into the parentheses. Okay, so we get y plus 1 is equal to negative x minus 3. Now we have to get x and y on the same side. So let's get this x over to the other side. So plus x, we end up with x plus y plus 1 is equal to negative x and x, they both become 0, minus 3, negative 3. And now let's move the 1 over to the other side. So minus 1, x plus y is equal to negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. So let's look back at our criteria. X and y are on the same side. Okay? Is x and y on the same side? Yes, check. No fractions. Let's see. No fractions. X, y, negative 4, no fractions. Number 3, the value in front of x is positive. And the value in front of x is indeed positive. So this is our answer in standard form. Okay? And if you have any questions, as always, you can talk to me tomorrow in class. Okay? All right, have a good night.